Hey everyone! Right now I have a request that I'm going to go over for a void chart that is meant to make an ultimate sustain for someone who loves doing canvas but also wants to keep their cats fed. So I got this void chart cooked up that's going to get you lots of cat coins while you're farming tons of snow paper. And you got a little cube action while we're in there. Oh, and a little bit of resonance. So it's a pretty good sustain deck. We'll dive into it right away. The bulk of your points is going to go into the cube setup here. We dump all in for the monsters. We put 4 points in to get the foolish cube card to show up, as well as 4 points to get a chance at getting Desire Core when we roll. We then throw all our points into this bottom to get chance at getting the corners, chance at getting legendary wedges, and this increases the odds of hitting the prize, which is what we're trying to do. So that is all our cube goodness there. Over here, we are going to throw points into 8 points into resonance, 4 points into winding keys, and 4 points up into drop quantity and more rare monsters. The rare monsters will synergize with the cubes being turned into rare stuff, as well as the canvas. We'll get into that. We are going to put 4 points down here to get more Eterna bosses in our map. Killing bosses is good. Because they like to drop priceless gear, as well as snow paper fragments, as well as keys, as well. It's just good stuff. Killing bosses is just good. So we add more bosses. We do put the priceless gear in because, like I said, we are stacking a bunch of bosses. And believe it or not, bosses do drop priceless gear. So we're going to increase this up. It's, it's not amazing, but, if you do spike that really good priceless gear, you're going to thank me. You will thank me. If you really don't like this, you can drop it for... probably more drop quantity would be your friend here. So just start loading up more drop quantity. If you really don't want the priceless gear, you can do that. Finally, we end up in canvas. That is the point they wanted. So we're going to go into here. We grab our 4 points straight down here to get access to this node, which will give you a really, really, really small chance at finding tier 2 support gems in the maps. And it's not amazing, but, again, you could get lucky and get a really good one, and, a couple $100 doesn't hurt. Over here, this will give you a chance to convert all those rare monsters that we've been stacking that I went over. We're stacking rare monsters. This will give us a chance to convert them to snow paper dudes. Snow paper dudes give us, well, more snow paper. Over here, we have bosses. You kill bosses, you get more snow paper fragments. That's why we were loading up the bosses and the rare monsters, because they give us snow paper fragments. And that's the point. So then finally, we're going to round this up with, this is a very easy map, really easy deck to do, especially with the compasses I'm going to use. It doesn't juice it up too much. You can get away with this. I don't die. I very rarely die twice, so you can get away with this. And finally, I put these points here for an extra 10% drop quantity. So yes, those are all the points, and we'll jump into some gameplay to show you what we're talking about. So over here, we get a card. The compasses we use, we do use this probe if you have it. I don't go out of my way to buy it, but if you do want to use a probe, you can use the drop quantity probe. We use a war compass. We're not spec'd into war for anything. We just like it because it makes us go faster. If for whatever reasons you feel like doing nightmare instead, you can substitute this war compass for a nightmare compass. Pretty much the same thing. Nightmare gives you lightning, which is better, but it's not all the time. This is all the time war, and I like it, so I use war. We use the blue, well, only rare monster compass to load in more rare monsters. We use the Eterna purple compass to get more bosses. And finally, we use the blue cube compass because this is meant to be cheap. It's a cheap, sustainable deck. We get in there cheap. It doesn't cost us anything. And simple as that. Our resonance, it gets sustained. So we roll it every single map and we go in there. Just like I pointed out in other strategies, once we're done doing this, we do run to our cat land so we can keep our cats fed and keep them floating in the air. I always keep a Zeppelin floating in the air, or sorry, a glider floating in the air. And this strategy will help me do that, except when I'm running canvas. If I'm running canvas is when my gliders are grounded. So I usually will run it until my gliders get burnt. Like where they run into that event where it's like, oh, your team got burnt for 4 hours. And I'm like, all right, I'll take 4-hour break. I'll go do canvas for a little bit. And while that's happening is a good time to do the canvas. So that's what we do there. Yeah. As well as, like I mentioned, we do have the winding keys and the resonance. So those are a little, they're going down in price. But before they were selling like 1 FE per winding key. So that's a pretty good source of income. especially if you're in time mark 7 area. This strategy is pretty good in time mark 7. The downside is the cube. So if you don't have as much Atlas points or Void Chart points as I have, and you are stuck in time mark 7 land, you could start cutting some of those. Definitely start with the priceless gear first. Get rid of you don't need the priceless gear at all. So we'll get rid of the priceless gear. And if you still need points, so you got to cut points because you still don't have enough, then yeah, start cutting from the cube. Probably the least profitable thing out of everything I showed you, but getting the snow paper fragments, getting the winding keys, getting the resonance, getting all that stuff in time mark 7 is probably going to be one of your biggest sources of income. So definitely don't sleep on that stuff. But even when I'm in Profound, I do use this strategy. I do like running into the cube, get the cube juice. I'd like feeding my cats, keeping them fed. And I don't really like running canvas, but I do like selling the snow paper to the people who do like canvas. So if you don't like running it, you can get a little farm both ways. You get in here. We do roll the cube. Like I mentioned, we got an FE. That pretty much covered 3 out of the 4 compasses I showed you were just covered from that one FE. So that's pretty cool. And there you guys go. So this is currently the ultimate sustain version if you want to keep your cats fed while doing canvas, while doing snow papers. Like I said, afterwards, we do go to the Oasis. We jump over here. We keep our Zeppelins fed. We settle our glider Zeppelins. Withdraw. There's 18 extra FE. There's the burnt. So I guess it's time to go do canvas. We got burnt for 4 hours. So we'll come back here and we didn't even get any battles. Every time I make a video, I never get the battles for YouTube. Point is, we do this because we want to get the battles. But they did get burnt, so I gotta wait 4 hours. I don't feel like sending in the B team anyway. So it's great timing. Now what we do, we go down here and we take all this snow paper that we've been farming. I'll just show it to you. We're not gonna run canvas in the video. This would be a way too long video, but there you go. We farmed up 1,500 snow paper. And finally, the last benefit of this is you get to come here. 15,000 cube coins, we'll call it. Oh boy, we're gonna be here a while. I'm not gonna show you 15,000 rolls, but the point is we can buy more resonance. We can buy more FE. I like to buy FE 50 or under for 1. So if anything is 50 or under for 1, I'll get it. For resonance, I like to pay 50 for 10. So anything that's 50 for 10 or less is I'll pick up for resonance. And there you go. Work that into your routine while you're working the cube, while you're feeding your cats, and while you're painting your beautiful pictures. All right, everybody. I know that was a lot to digest. This was a big one. Hopefully this helps your strategies. This is usable starting in time mark 7. If you alter it a little bit, all the way up to Profound, I am still using it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, if you have any questions or you want to join me live on Twitch, that link will be provided in the description. And hey, if you got suggestions just like this one, let me know on Twitch and maybe we get a video made. All right, guys, happy hunting, and I'll catch you in the next video.